What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Guys, it's been a while since I've done a moon video, but you guys are going to like this. Now, the photo I'm going to show you, a lot of people tell me, oh, this is unedited, nothing's been done to this, there's no obfuscation. I mean, you can see these things, these objects, or whatever they are, clear as a bell. They're right and they're wrong. You can see some objects that should not be there, but it has been manipulated. Now, let me show you the photo. Now, for some reason, I'm having a problem with the flash player thing. It doesn't really matter because what we're going to look for is we're going to, right here, you can see it's highlighted in blue. You can see TIFF image. You want to go ahead and click on that, and this is what you get, okay? Now, again, if you've been around the moon scene, been looking at these photos in depth, no doubt about it, you've recognized this photo. Now, it's quite a large photo. It's a TIFF, which is even better than a sleazy JPEG, right? Now, you guys are going to need your magnifiers during the video, and then of course when you snag this photo, you're definitely going to want to check it out as well and fine-tooth comb this photo. All right, let's get into this. This is cool because the objects that are in here is just amazing because it's not so much the objects but the way they're laid out, right? Now I'm not going to cover it all because it's going to be happy hunting for you guys that really want to get into this, but let me show you a couple things that are really interesting without having to do anything to this photo. Now, all of these dark areas, these are put here. These are absolutely put here. And the white areas as well. So what I tried to do in Photoshop was try to darken some of these white areas, see if you can pull anything out. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, right? Okay. You can start anywhere in this photo, just have a look around. You'll see things like in the middle of the screen, really long rectangular looking piece. Now that may be part of mountains, it may not be. But when you look at some of the features in here, you're going to be like, whoa, what's going on here? Let's take a look over here at the very left of the photo, right? We'll start there. Very top. So let's get into that. And then we're going to drop down real quick. Just some of the features, like I said, guys, is just pretty cool, okay? Let's just jump down any random place. Doesn't really matter. You can see like some of these pieces right here in the middle. You see right there, it's got this kind of... Right here, it's kind of this U-shaped outline. With these like squares or different shapes in there. They look like they have straight edges to them. And I'm going to try to put everything in the middle of the photo if you cannot see my cursor, so you'll be able to do it that way. So smack dab in the middle, you see this, again, this U-shaped kind of area, right? This area here, guys, this is cool. All this right here on the left-hand side, look at some of the features. Again, use your magnifiers if you have to, because it's going to help. Because a lot of you guys I know are on the smaller devices with the little tablets, and so on and so forth. But just right here on the left-hand side next to this white area, you've got these two long pieces that are identical, and just these triangular pieces that are right here, 1, 2, 3 next to each other. And some other features here, right? And you always want to take a good look at the closest areas to the actual, these, well, it's supposed to be shadows, but clearly they're not. And let's say they are. That's fine too. You want to take a really close look at what may be in here. But let me jump down real quick, way down to the bottom here, because this is probably the most interesting part of this photo. Well, there's several places, and I will show you that. Let's drop all the way down. Okay, so you guys can see this right here. That's just right there. And we're going to be right here down in this area, right down in the very bottom. Let's zoom in. Keep it down at the bottom here. Guys, this alone tells me there's no way this is natural. Okay, just seeing some of the stuff. First of all, you want to look at right here. Okay. Now zoom into that. All right. Little pieces in here. You might say, well, some of that looks like it's actually just natural, landscape. You might be right. Some stuff over here on the left. Looks like this kind of white, kind of almost like barrel type thing inside this squared out area. See that? I'll put it in the middle here. Right here. See, it's got this opening. Almost looks like this whitish shiny piece, if you will. But then always pay attention to the outside or the surrounding areas, right? Okay. Look at these right here, guys. Look at these pieces right here on the bottom. In fact, I'm going to put this all in here. You've got pieces right here on the right, off center, and pieces on the left. Look at the small dots or whatever these may be all in a row. You've got the one on the right-hand side off center right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the objects and then look at the landscape that they're on. You can see everything's kind of like, there's mountains up and down and everything else, but these happen to be on a flat platform. And you can see that coming out. You can see right here on the edge of that, looks like another U-shaped kind of shaped part of the ground. And you can see the straight edge going like this. And what looks like little towers standing up to it right here. There's 1 and 2, right? And I'll show you that better in Photoshop. And like I said, guys, just look around. Oh my God, the stuff that's in here is just absolutely amazing. This area here we're going to cover. Now this here, once you bring it out, it actually has like these striations, or like almost look like it's been purposely made kind of thing. Let's just jump right into Photoshop, not waste any more time, shall we? Let me bring that way back down. Jump right into Photoshop. Now what I did for you guys is I brought this up bigger so that we can really get into this. Now this is what happens when you really zoom into this, right? And you can see how grainy that is. Let's put a little blur into it. We'll just back it out just a hair bit so it doesn't look too blurry. Now guys, check this out. What is going on here? This whole area. I love it because the way this thing is shaped. Look at this. You've got, like I said, this area here. This is going like this. It looks like it has some kind of weird piece coming down like this. And then you got these, what look like these little towers. One here. I didn't put this straight. This is supposed to be like this. And you can see that. Looks like there's one here. Okay? But the stuff that's in here, come on. Something else is vertical right here. You can see this right here. But guys, look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got, like I said, this tower looking thing here. And then you've got these others over here. Okay. So, to me, right off the bat, that doesn't look natural. Now, I'm going to jump right into the full enhancement so we can see what is really down here. At least try to bring out some of the lines, shall we? Okay. Now we can see something right here. It appears to be going like this. I don't know if you can see this very faintly going around like that. We can clear it up a little bit. Go back and forth with it a little bit. And again, we're trying to darken it up so we can see anything that may be here. Sometimes you get lucky and you find something like right here. Something's been hidden right in this area. You can see it doing this kind of thing. But notice the lines. You can see it very faintly. You can see something going like this. Okay? But again, look at the area that this is sitting on, right? It's like a cutout. And all of this here is set inside a hillside, right? What is this down here? Okay? This area right here is the area I was talking about. Look at these straight lines all over the place here, okay? And what looks like items or some kind of weird objects or something laid out. You can see something. There's 1, 2, 3. We've got this shape, this weird shape looking like this here. Now, you couldn't see this before, and I'll show you what I mean. You can still see it very slightly right there. And you can see this right here. Very slightly, right? A little blur into it. Bring it down. And we can even sharpen it up a little bit. But again, we got these other lines in here that look like the shape to do something else, right? And like I said, always have a look at the other areas too. Like the shapes in here. You can see something going like this. These items in here. There's something down here. I'm not sure what that is either. But you can see right here. Put a little blur into it so it's not as grainy. And just look at the smaller parts in here. Pieces lined up. Now, most of this stuff is hard to see, and I get that. I truly get that. But some of the things, they're just not quite natural, right? Let's jump up here a little bit. This is pretty cool, too. Again, I'm trying to bring out little pieces here. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that. I can see this pretty well right here. I'm going to do the outline. Okay, it does this. Then it has this other kind of layout. Let me show you what I mean. Because I brought this out here. You can see like little pieces. There's 1, 2. We can see different shapes in here. So what I try to do is darken this area up, see if we can bring any lines out. This is what I found. Okay. Not a whole lot, still kind of distorted, and I get that. But the idea is, look at the way these things are laid out now, where you can see other objects. Looks like something's overhanging, sticking out here. Got one, two little white pieces here. We've got this, like I said, this laid out area that has this weird shape to it. Okay. See that? Guys, just some of the things that just stick out of the middle of nowhere. Here's a perfect example. Look at this object right here. Not even sure what that is. Some of the things look a lot like natural. Some things not so much. Now, we've seen the way they utilize the ground. We've done this in other videos where it looks like they're actually utilizing the actual lunar surface. Not so much building on it, but actually using it and utilizing it, right? What are some of the things in here? All right, we don't want it too grainy. We want to be able to see what's there. This area right here. Look at the object. There's one right here. You've got all of these little pieces inside, in between these little... I don't believe these dark spots are natural to begin with. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Look at these weird-looking areas here, where it looks like it has this, almost like this wall-type feature going like this. And then you can see where they're really whited out here. Some of it, yes, no doubt in my mind, that a lot of this may be natural. And then you just have to, like I said, pay attention to the smaller things, like things up in here. This like small cross type thing. It looks like almost like a shape of a jet type thing. See that? Too grainy. Oops. Let's bounce over to the left-hand side here. Now, guys, like I said, you have this photo. You can download it yourself. Crazy, crazy stuff. I'm just going to do a few things that just popped out for me. But I've seen plenty more. Absolutely awesome stuff. Like, here's a good example. Is this area here all natural? What I'm seeing is it's doing this here. And you've got small pieces inside here. Up in here. We also have this like light gray circle in this darker area. Not sure what to make of that. All kinds of things down in here. Let's bring this out back out a little bit. Have a look at it again. Look at all of this area here, guys. This is cool. What I'm looking at here is this round piece. We're going to zoom into this a little bit. Right here. But there's other pieces in here. And again, it looks like it looks like something sticking out like this here. What looks like some kind of weird little dome type thing. You guys can see that? We have one over here as well. And other pots. Again, just look, when you get the photo, look at the small pieces in between. So this way you can zoom in where you want, how far you want to zoom in. Use your magnifiers. Have a good look. Crazy, crazy things here, guys. These parts right here. Right there. This whole ground area, or this whole surface area. Look at this. Are we sure that's natural? I don't know, man. I'm seeing unnatural ground here, if you will. And we may not be seeing a very good resolution to begin with. Okay? And that's fine with me. But you have to admit to some unnatural looking things. Now, a lot of these may in fact be natural. And I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is things that just don't quite look natural, right? Kind of weird. It has these almost circles here. See this? One here. Here. Something here looks elongated. It doesn't really look like a circle there. Pieces laying right there. And a lot of this, guys, you can see the lines in here. This is what's funny. You can see the lines within here. It would take a lot to go through this whole thing. Let's just put it that way. Now, you can see here, this whole area. Again, look at the way the ground or the side of these hills are. Almost has this look to it like this here. And you can see these other smaller pieces down all inside this area. You see like a part of the ground doing this. Something coming down like this. Is this all natural terrain? I don't believe that it is. I don't believe that it is. And there's a lot of things you guys will discover. You say, Chris, you missed that. No, trust me, I've been on this photo for quite a long time. But to go through every inch of this thing would take a long, long time to do. Because it's quite large. And there's a lot to see in here. A lot. I'm just bringing you some things that I eyeballed real quick. Maybe enhanced a little bit. And that's pretty much it. Check out this whole area here. Again, I said that in the beginning. Just the pieces that are in here. Look at this. These pieces right here. There's two long pieces here. And what look like, almost like the tops of these things are triangular. Because they look like they actually stand up. Like they have some height to them, right? Not sure what to make of that. Maybe that's the way they built their structures, right? Who knows? Doesn't have to be built just like we build our stuff. Let's bounce right back over to the right. And guys, there's a lot of stuff to see in here. Just this area alone. Look at the very small parts that are in here. And tell me if they appear natural to you. Because when I look up here, especially in this area right here, I'm seeing what looks like multiple things that are rectangular in shape. And they're going off to different directions. That's just that area up there. I see what looks like these pieces down here. I see these different shapes in here. And I don't believe all of these black areas are natural shadowing. I don't. Because I've seen, if you look really carefully at some of these, you can still see half of the ground behind it. Kind of like what they're doing on Mars, where they're trying to hide some of this stuff. Now, a lot of these were actually airbrushed. They were pretty smart when they did this stuff. Trust me, guys. Pretty smart. This whole area right here, I think I mentioned this earlier. Check out the stuff in here. Now, this is what it looked like prior to doing anything. But this ground is what I wanted to do. I wanted to not only put a little blur into it, but I wanted to see if there's any squares. And heck, I can see them right here, guys. Lower left corner. You just see just like a faded area. You got areas over here in the middle almost. Right here. Right smack dab in the middle of the screen. So what I do is I brought it out. And look at the stuff. This square is still here. Oops. Not that way. Like this. The squares are still there. We got all these little pieces in here and in between. Look at the actual layout of the ground here, guys. And just have a good look. And one other thing before I let you guys go. This is cool. Don't forget to flip this over. It'll give you a different perspective. Now, when I get into this, let's look at the bottom at the time. Now it's going to be the top. And you can see where I had this squared off area. Now, although this still looks the same, pretty much. But check this out. Now, this area here, and it still looks like that when you flip it around. And I'll show you in a second. Almost like this shiny metal type thing, if you will. But look at these. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got these pieces here. 1, 2. And then we got, you can see an angled piece like that. Different things in there, right? Back out just a hair, right? Now I'm going to show you, it still pretty much looks the same, but you want a different perspective. You want to be able to see this and get a good way of looking. This is the reason why I don't want to make it that long, because I can flip this thing upside down and we can see things a whole lot differently, or at least pretty different, right? And we can see that part right here. I just pointed out, it looks kind of like a metallic, like a lighter, shiny metallic. But we still got these 1, 2, 3, 4. What looks like a tower here. And again, over here in this area, it looks like we got 1 piece sticking up, 2 pieces. And guys, who knows what this stuff is? But clearly this here is built into the side of a mountain. You can see it kind of like, it looks like it's doing this. This is This looks like this is built with a purpose. You guys give me your take on it, as always. Guys, what are you seeing here? I'm seeing things that look natural, and I'm seeing things that look like they've been purposely made. So what's going on here? And it wouldn't shock us to see these things because we've seen many things in these moon photos that are just not natural. Drop your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Please like and share as always, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so YouTube will share this. And guys, more stuff coming up, more moon, more Mars. So make sure you subscribe to both channels, both the Mars Anomalies and Beyond, as well as this one here if you're not already subscribed. Anyway, guys, have yourself a good evening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace, guys.